over the years, Super Dude has contributed many comments that have led to videos, and here's another one I want to share with everyone. The video we're talking about is "There's no such thing as a perfect hairline, it's just an illusion." Super Dude had this to say, quote, "Hi Nick, I have a theory on how accepting or happy people are with their hair loss once they shave it off," which that has been me earlier this year. I had a zero guard buzz cut and even a clean shave there for it, but during a 3-month span. Thinking along the lines of it's never as bad as you think it will be, in any scenario, when you bite the bullet, you do usually think, yeah, it actually wasn't as bad as I thought. So maybe worrying so much about hair loss might equal a happier experience when you finally shave your head. Do you agree? End quote. Instant response, yes. Yes, I do agree. I do agree that I have said from the very beginning on my channel that probably my best advice for anyone watching my videos who's worried that they're going to go bald, worried that they are losing their hair, and by the way, you might be, or you might be showing the first signs of it, it may turn into nothing. You may keep the rest of your hair their whole life, or you may be bald in a year. And that's part of the fascination, I think, with my videos, because I'm open and honest about saying ultimately, none of us know. There are certain things we can look for and certain patterns and signs, but ultimately, even for me, can you believe I'm almost 40? I never thought I'd be this age and have this much hair. I never thought. I thought I'd be lucky to be 30 with this much hair, but you know, here I am, closer to 40. So it's a mystery. But ultimately, going back to this psychology question here, that ultimately, in some ways, there is a payoff if you do worry about hair loss, because when you finally shave it off, or you finally start losing your hair and have to deal with it, you had some way to prepare yourself for it. So I think there definitely is some truth in that, but ultimately, we're looking at worrying from a positive perspective, which most people don't do. Most people, when they worry about something, they're looking at the worst case scenario, but yet not still preparing for it. They're just fearing it instead of mentally preparing for it. So I would say if you can worry about hair loss in a way that you eventually see the positive and start thinking rationally, like most men do experience hair loss at some point in their life, many of them before the age of 40, 35. So it's very common. It's never been more stylish to lose your hair, and that you can simply go bald, or if it really matters that much to you to keep your hair, there are more options that are affordable and attainable, like hair transplants and certain drugs that you can take to save your hair, at least maintain what you've got. So there's never been a better time in the history of the world to be losing your hair, whether you want to go all in to try to save what you've got, or whether you want to completely unplug from that mindset like I do and say, you know what, this is me. Whether I have this hair or whether I don't, I'm still the same person. So definitely, I think if for a person who's able to look at the bright side of a negative, and we can think some good can come from worrying if eventually that person is able to see past it, then yes. Some people never are able to do that. They remain that victim mentality. Why me? I don't deserve this. My life is ruined because of this, and it will never get better. Some people would never get out of that lane. And part of so much of what I do here, my motivation, is to help anyone who is open-minded enough to come follow me and see, you know what, there is hair after hair loss. And even if you're worrying about it now, it's okay. It's natural. It's normal. It's okay to worry. It's not okay to worry your whole life, because then you're not living your life. Going back to that whole video that this was based off of, that comment about the guy who worried about losing his hair for 10 years and ended up losing it. So in theory, he wasted 10 years of worrying. But if we can translate that negative into a positive, ultimately we can see the bright side at the end of this. I've said it before. When it comes to hair loss, you should if it bothers you, then you should do everything you possibly can to save it. Spend all your time, energy, and money on trying to save your hair and prevent your own DNA. Prevent the destiny of most men who have ever lived. Or you say, you know what? I don't want to waste my time, energy, and money. I'm just going to let it happen. The thing is, though, that's a personal decision that you get to make. It's your life, not mine. Comments belong right here.